every one of you for our fourth community conversation on procrastination. And I know this topic is very close to many people, including me. And today I wanted to talk about that. So let's take it from there. Procrastination is very popular topic, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, since we are only two people, I'm also okay to talk something which is of more value to you guys. So feel free to nudge if you wanted to, talk about something else, and we'll try to finish this conversation quicker so that we can use last 15 minutes for the chats or the open conversation with each other and learn from each other. So this is the community, Sri Vidya and Sri Lata. We have started in January, and this is our fourth conversation. So I welcome you all. Hi, Sri Vidya.
Hi Kapil, how are you?
Good. Good. Would you like to just say hello by showing yourself onto the camera once?
Just a second, Kapil.
Sure. Good to see you after a long while, Sri Vidya.
Same here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we are talking about we have just started our conversation, and we are talking about the procrastination as our main theme. But I don't want to give it a one-sided conversation today. Let's take it as a mutual conversation so that we will create the value, and request every one of you to see if possible participate as much as possible, and share your learnings together so that we learn from each other. So what is procrastination? Let's go around the table quickly.
Delaying in doing things.
Beautiful.
Like, pushing it off. Okay, we will do it later, maybe. Yeah. After some time, something like that. Sort of.
Yeah.
Not prioritizing the work properly and, like delaying it for the next time.
This is key, not prioritizing. Okay. Thank you, Srividya. How about other people? Vishal.
I would say that thinking that we have enough time, we have enough resources, so we'll do it later like that. So always thinking that we have enough time, or this is we can do it even tomorrow. Why to do today itself? Same thing what like Srividya said exactly.
Pushing your call to
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I feel it's more like, getting into a lazy mode deliberately and not accepting it and putting some reasons or the other to cover that lazy mode. That's how I would put it.
Yeah, lazy. So welcome, Shaista. How are you doing? I hope you're able to hear us, Shaista. And this is our fourth community conversation. And I know that many of us are the newest member into the team. And we would love to see you once, if possible, and say hello to everyone here. And today we are talking about procrastination as our topic, as our theme.
Yeah, hi everyone.
Hi.
Hello,
Hello
Sashna.
everyone.
Hi, Shasta.
Hello. So, what is your understanding about procrastination, Shaista? Just we are going around the table. आपकी क्या अंडरस्टैंडिंग है? Procrastination, we delay the work.
Procrastination means whenever we want to do a particular work, but we delay it because of some reason, because of laziness or some other reason. We are not. We keep on avoiding, and it happens when it is a complex task or it is very boring. Or if we don't want to do that, then it's a tendency that we keep avoiding it and delaying it until unless it's very urgent.
Hmm. Hmm. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing. And welcome, Shivani. I know you might be traveling, I'm not sure, but if not, then please feel free to nudge your understanding about procrastination so that we will move to the next section of this conversation. Today, we have the theme of procrastination. All right, let's move on. So, can I say that it is a state of no action? It is a state of mind where you feel like, no, let me take an action tomorrow or day after or later point of time by not prioritizing it or by saying some story to ourselves. But ultimately, the result is state of no action. Can I say that?
Yeah.
I will do it later when next moment comes, and probably when later comes, we will say the same thing again, and then the pattern begins, and then it just goes into the loop. Sometimes I have observed that this nature of delaying the things has been elapsed from 1 day to 1 week to 1 month to years also. Has anybody experienced that? That maybe many months go over and then we are at the same position.
Yes, Kapil, I have experienced so
Yeah.
many times.
Yes,
We
Kapil.
wanted, yeah, and yeah. We wanted to take an action. It's our desire, and maybe we wanted to prioritize also, wanted to prioritize, but not prioritizing it and delaying it. And after some time, we feel like, what the heck? It's not moving. And sometimes you see the spikes also. You, for example, let's take an example. Maybe most common example is hitting the gym, let's say, right? Or doing the workout. That's the most common example we see. And people just go consistently in the beginning and then they delay and then they pause. And then they go and then they pause. They go and then they pause, And one point of time situation is like this. Oh man, I don't want to do it today. I will do it tomorrow. So it happens, but I want you to today focus not on the logic behind why we are procrastinating, but to experience the procrastination today in this conversation. What do I mean by that? Let me give an example. I have a loan, housing loan, for which a bank is charging me 2% extra. And from last 1.5 to 2 years, and finally I got 3 forms to sign up, and from last 1 month it's putting in my inbox and I have not taken an action. It's a priority for me. Maybe I'm not seeing the value, maybe, but but no action. I'm in state of no action. My wife is saying, when are you going to fill these 3 forms? I said, yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow comes. Oh, weekend comes. Oh, I will do it now. And now never comes. And when I was talking about this procrastination, thinking about this procrastination an hour back, I did one experiment with myself today. Because in a way, I'm actually running away from something, isn't it? We are running away from something we wanted to do, but we are not doing it, state of no action, and we wanted to do something else, right? Maybe, let's say, I wanted to prepare for this community conversation, but in between a thought came, oh, end of mid of March has come, I haven't filled the form. I said, yeah, this is a beautiful topic to see now in myself what's really happening. And I did that exercise for 10 minutes and I stopped everything. And body was having a resistance. I was seeing a resistance in the body that it is not allowing me to take that action. And I wanted to see that because I wanted to do this work, preparation for this. And imagine preparation for procrastination as a topic, but not willing to work on procrastination. It was a very simple act of taking 3 prints from the printer, which I already have. It's in my inbox. 3 pages, take the print, add the account number, sign it, scan it, send an email. That's it. This was the only job, but I didn't do it. And sometimes, so this is in the body, and I have no clue why I'm not able to take an action, why I'm not taking an action. Are you with me so far with this example? Everyone, please nudge. Say
Yes.
hello, hi, with me, not with me.
Yes, Kapil.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, Kapil.
beautiful. Shaista, you're with me? All right, let's move on. So this is one thing, and you won't believe I started experimenting this, and I recalled that there is a paper, there is an email in my inbox, there is a forms, and I started visualizing that scenario with me. I started taking an action in my mind, and I'm talking about a practical scenario. And I saw myself opening the email, and I saw myself opening the download, click on the download. I saw myself, the form is opening, and I saw myself, this forms going next to the printer, connecting. And then I saw it every step which I'm supposed to take because I'm not taking an action. And I saw that in my body, this area, there was a resistance. It was not fear. It was not any strong emotion. It was very subtle emotion. I don't know from where it was coming. I had no clue. But I could see there was a resistance in the body and my heartbeat is increasing. It was a very slight increase, but heartbeat was not normal. So what I did, I just sat. I did not take an action. I visualizing that I am taking an action. And then I saw a heartbeat getting risen. And then I started feeling that. I did not use my brain that why I'm not doing, oh, it is very important. I'm not trying to convince my brain. No, I'm not doing any of that. What I'm doing is only becoming an observer for an action which is not yet taken, but I'm trying to create that action in my mind so that I can see why body is not going, walking and taking the print. Because it's like a commander, right? Your body is like serving you. It's obeying your command. You're saying to your mind that, hey, go and take the printer, go and take the print, but you're not just taking it. So with this example, what I wanted to tell you is there is always a signal with you which you can rely upon, which is your body. And I want you to start seeing that, just seeing that. Maybe it's a fear also sometimes. For example, I was telling a few people another example of not getting the rent on time from one of my tenant. And because of that, I could feel a fear this side of the body. And I did not solve that problem. I just spent my time with this fear so that I can experience it. And once I experienced it, I found that this fear is coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. Maybe it's a space of insecurity in me, and I wanted to see that. Maybe it's due to an attachment to the money. And you don't know, maybe sometimes procrastination is happening because it's not very important to you. That means you're not valuing this particular, you wanted to work on, but your inner state is not ready to see the value of it. And there is a resistance. So there might be multiple reasons. So today, what we are going to do is in this session, I want you to identify just one thing, each one. One simple thing which you are delaying, very small action. It need not to be very super action. It could be as simple as taking the print, scan it, send it to the bank, and then it's over. It could be as simple as that. It could be any. It could be like calling your parents. It could be calling to a friend you have been thinking about it and delaying it, not prioritizing it. But it impacts your mind because you wanted to do that, but you're not taking an action. A nudge comes, oh, today also I did not take an action, but you still don't take an action. Oh, today also it's missed it, but I did still going in a loop. So think about this very simple, easy to understand, not very big, grand gala thing. Very simple day-to-day thing which you are procrastinating for. But before that, let me ask now a question. Let me pause here. Are you with me so far?
Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
Kapil.
Kapil.
Yes.
Yes, Kapil.
Beautiful. Any questions you guys have in your mind? Any questions which you did not understand? Doubts? This is a community conversation, guys. This is not a one-sided. I want you to be opening up with me. Let's learn from each other.
Kapil, I was thinking of a scenario like about procrastination. For example, that would be an exercise or the gym thing. Now, I would call it we might postpone an activity because we don't find benefit at that moment. But if we attach the benefit to that activity, maybe we have the tendency to do it promptly. So, for example, in my case, I know that I'll be good at doing my exercise if there's some prompt on a daily basis. I won't be doing it myself. So I do it under a tutor. Initially, it's like, okay, will I do it? Let's try it. But then, the benefit is seen, okay, after a week, after 21 days, after a month. So that becomes the habit. You do it. That is for habit. Now, I could have let gone that, telling that what will happen if I don't exercise. It's okay. But maybe that importance was there that, I've got to do it. So I took it up. It's one example. Secondly, there are other cases wherein you tend
So
to postpone.
let me stop here, Srilata. I request you to think an example now,
Yeah.
which you can take the benefit directly. Anything which you feel procrastinating these days, and which is very important work for you. That means you understand the value of it.
Yeah.
You wanted to do that, but you know benefiting having an exercise is benefit, but you're not taking an action. You're not just going there. There is a resistance in you, right?
So,
So think about you. Yeah, go on.
yeah, sorry, Kapil, this is Shivani. Am I correct in understanding that the assumption is very clear that two things, that the motivation is there and the
So don't use the word motivation. You don't know
okay,
whether the motivation is or not. It's important for you.
yeah,
Logical mind says
yeah,
yes, it
yeah.
is important.
Yeah, sorry, motivation was a wrong thinking. I wanted to say priority. So it is a priority for me, and I really want to do it, but I am not, I'm just missing out on that every day, or so that's how I should be choosing the task, right? If when for this
Yes,
exercise.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Yes, Srilata, do you have anything?
Yeah. I was thinking on that. Yeah. If I procrastinate, I go into the guilt mode, then a set of questions. So yeah, that doesn't give me a happy feeling.
Okay, sure. So think about something. Even if there is a bunch of emotions behind it, it's okay. But anything, it could be as simple as you wanted to apply for the job, but you're not applying. Could be as simple as any specific smallest thing which you feel it's trivial, it's easy. Why to bother about it? Like my scenario, taking a print, giving it to the bank. So simple, right? It's easy. Kya hoga?
Kapil, I have one scenario. Like I wanted to, I know I had to call to one relative. He called me and I could not call him back. I was not no very keen to actually call, and I was keep delaying. But it is important to call him back. So for like 2 days, I'm delaying it. I don't know what's the reason, but it's important, and I'm feeling guilty also. Okay, that I have to call, but still I'm not calling. Something is
Yes.
stopping me.
Yeah, yeah. It's just bothering you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bothering in between. Sometimes it bothers me that why I'm not calling, but still I'm not calling due to some reasons.
Yeah, yeah. So beautiful. Let's do this as an example, and we'll do multiple of such examples today. So think about that. Now, I also wanted to tell you, while others are also thinking about it, I want you to think, post you take an action of this task, your body possibility, if you have already taken that action, now you're not taking, so you already know that what it means to take an action. But if it is a one-time task, first time task, you don't know. But imagine you have something to take an action, post an action, see if your body is gonna contract or gonna expand after you taking an action. That means you feel great about it, or you feel miserable about it, or you don't feel like bad work. Post an action, not before the action, post an action. So the body is gonna expand or contract. There are two type of actions happens always in the body, in response to our thinking and in response to taking an action. I want you to start thinking and tell me that this is the task, Kapil, I'm delaying it, and my body expands or contracts post this task. Just as an additional information for you while you're thinking. Let me
Kapil,
hear
I
it
would like to
from,
share.
yes.
So I was delaying in learning the driving. Okay. So I was scared. Like when I was doing engineering, I met with an accident. So I was delaying it to learn the driving. So somewhere like someone used to give me the car, and I used to get scared to overtake a truck or bus, whatever it was. So slowly now I learned it. So I was procrastinating that thing to learn and to delay by giving that same reason. Like, see, I met with an accident. I have that trauma. I have that trauma. That's why I'm not learning. It was easy for me to give that answer and escape from that routine. But slowly when I learned, so I have seen like how independent I have become. Like I'm not dependent on Uber cabs or Ola cabs canceling. Nothing like that. I'm more dependent and happy. So that way, like
Sure.
I was in a happy state, like taking my own car and driving somewhere. Like now I think like why did I miss those many years?
Yeah. Yeah. For years, you have procrastinated because you are fearful. Now, think about a scenario in your real life which you are procrastinating. Because idea of this asking this question to feel in the body is coming from that you learn a technique today how to deal with any type of procrastination.
Actually, sometimes what happens? Suppose one of my friend called me, and due to some reasons I could not call back. And whole day, I mean, whole day I'm thinking about that. Oh, I have to call back. Oh, I have to call back. But due to some reasons, I'm not calling back. Okay, I'll call back in evening or something. I don't have time. But during that time when I'm not calling her, during that time period, I feel very stressed. Why I'm not calling? What she will think about me? Our friendship will break, or whatever. Those thoughts will come, but they still will don't take action.
Yeah,
It
no action.
happens.
Yeah, no action. That's what I'm saying. Procrastination is nothing but state of no action. That is the most simplistic definition I could find. State of no action. And as a result of taking no action, we feel either guilty most of the time, or feeling, oh shit, I would have called if you would have taken an action back then. Oh, 6 weeks are over, 6 months are over. Oh, 1 year is over. I wasted my 1 year. Still no action. It's all about mix of guilt which comes with the procrastination. So now everybody is with me. Everybody is having, just raise the virtual hand and tell me if you all have a- an idea which you have to take an action, but you're not taking an action. Do you have that with you? I know Shaista has confirmed. Trilata, do you have a real-time example? Okay, very good. Srividya, do you have that? Vishal, Shivani.
Kapil, um, every time I'm thinking of something that I'm procrastinating, my mind is telling because you are not looking at the to-do list, because you are, because you feel every day that something else is important to you. So that is the reason. So because this is what happens by the end of the day when I think, I'm like giving reasons to myself. So I am actually not able to find out because if for everything which I have been procrastinating, I'm saying I have a logical answer, logical reason.
But if so, do you want it after logical reasoning? If you're
Yeah,
convinced, yeah, this is not something, that means you have deprioritized that. It's not a procrastination then. If you have deprioritized that, it's not a procrastination.
yeah,
I'm talking about the scenarios which still in the high priority. That means there is a bank event which has to happen in my scenario. I know it's a
yeah.
priority. It eventually has to happen, but I'm not taking an action because maybe today it's not a priority. Tomorrow is also it's not a priority, but I'm just keeping it down in my to-do list last. But I wanted to do that because it comes me, it bothers me. If it is
Hmm.
not bothering you, that's perfectly fine. If it bothers you, this is the item of procrastination.
Okay. Yeah. So I think I have the example in my mind. Yeah.
Okay, now everyone of you can raise down your hand. Now what I want you to do it, I want you to pause yourself totally. And if you're doing the multitasking, please don't do that because you won't be taking an impact. Whatever you are procrastinating, I want you to start visualizing that now in your mind for a few seconds. See that you're already taking that action in your mind. And after you have enough visualized, stop thinking and just observe your body. I repeat, just observe your body. Don't try to bring the logic why I'm procrastinating. Oh, this is not important. That is not important. I just want you to experience your emotional state in the body. If you're feeling a fear, just be with the fear for some time. If you are feeling a unrest, just be with the unrest. If you're feeling a heartbeat, just be with the heartbeat. Just observe your emotions in the body. Don't bring your mental brain. We will talk about that in some time. But first, start experiencing after you visualize that work. Everybody with me?
Uh, Kapil, we have to visualize we are doing that work, or
Yes, you're already doing that work. It could be a one-time act. One-time act, you're doing that work already. And do not use your brain after you visualize. Just be with this body and its response. See the resistance, because there is a resistance in the body. That's why you guys are not taking an action. There might be some reasons behind it. Just we don't know. Everybody is with me so far with this exercise?
Yes, Kapil.
Beautiful. Shaista, are you with me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Vishal, you're with me?
yes, sir.
Shivani? Okay, beautiful. Let's pause for 2 minutes without any sign, with no action. I'm also gonna visualize something for myself. 2 minutes, pause, and then we'll open the conversation. Just experience the body reactions. Once you feel you're ready, please come up. Let's take a minute more. All right, let's come back. Yes, Srilata, you want to share your experiences?
Yes, Kapil. Yeah, to be honest, it was a mixed bag because initially it was, I mean, my heart was expanding because I was feeling happy, but something happened, and maybe a fear or what, I don't know. I was not feeling that good, and it kept fluctuating. And subconsciously, or something, I was trying to ask. You told not to add that element, but even though not doing so, I was trying to do. But
Mhm.
eventually, I said, okay, don't think, observe. And then again, it was normal, like, feeling good upon accomplishing that task
Hmm.
or what I wished to do, which I had been procrastinating. But what I couldn't understand is why was that fluctuation? Because ideally, upon completion, you should be happy because you've done it and you've been wanting to do it.
Hmm.
So why is that feeling? So maybe I'm in that point of question mark. Yeah.
Hmm. Thank you for sharing this and beautiful work that you have done. Mind always wanders and then you got back. Beautiful. But this is the first time you would have done it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? So we often ignore our emotions behind and we tend to only worry about an action and then we feel guilty of not taking an action. But before we even feel guilty because of no action, there is either a fear or there is a resistance in the body because of some reason. Just we are not familiar with that reason yet. And you don't need to figure out the reason, let me tell you. You don't need to figure out the reason because important is to take an action, isn't it?
Yeah.
And more you do this exercise, better the chance to hear your emotions, which you are unable to hear it. So in my scenario, I felt the resistance. I felt the resistance in me, and I wanted to share that. I wanted to write the case studies of the coaching clients which I had, and there are phenomenal results. I've done once for one, and after that, I haven't done it. And that's a procrastination. I know it's important for me, but I haven't taken an action. And I saw when I was seeing myself taking that action, my heartbeat in this section was pumping, rising. And even though I did not engage my brain, but within myself, I felt that was a feeling that I was attached to an outcome. I was attached to an outcome, that what is going to happen after this. And I was not really interested in taking an action because of the outcome. I might be wrong. I will do this exercise one more time in my leisure time tomorrow. But I wanted to tell you that this is my feeling and experience so far for one action, one thing which I have been procrastinating for months now. All right, let's move on with someone else. Who would like to share?
Kapil, I would like to share. When I was thinking, I was doing this work. Since I already did some deep work, I think last week also regarding similar thing, checking the body reactions and everything. So
Hmm.
my body was not reacting when I was visualizing that I was taking action, and I was feeling like I'm
Hmm.
very much near to goal. I'm very much near to my career change, or that's my goal. I'm very much near to it when I was visualizing. Somewhere my brain was thinking, and it was like telling me that it will get uh, it will get exhausted. My brain will get exhausted. My brain resources will utilized, like that. Somewhere some resistance from my brain it was coming. Like I have to wake up this much hours. I have to utilize. Means my brain was some resistance I was feeling in my brain actually, not from my body side.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a unique observation. Thank you for sharing that you were feeling. So help me understand. You were feeling fatigue in your brain.
Yes, yes,
Thakan.
kind of. Yeah, kind of fatigue. Like if I will
Okay.
take this much action, like means my action is related to actually investing good amount of time every day, or like one hour or two hours a day, like that. So my brain was because it's related to a course, like completing a course. So my brain was feeling like some resistance regarding that.
Yeah. So there is a resistance, basically, right? And what happened after some time?
Even though that resistance was there, it was a very little bit, and not from my body, I would say, but inside it is like I'm very much near to my goal. I will achieve my goal, like that.
So
From within,
imagine.
it was.
So imagine. So forget about goal because we are talking about procrastination here. So imagine you would want to do this particular activity which you are delaying. What do you think after you finish this activity? Will your body will expand or it will contract? How do you
Okay.
feel? You will feel expansive. You will feel very joyous. You will feel very happy, or you will feel sad or disappointed.
Um, Kapil, this is the thing that I have not thought of. Uh, I think so. Means as of my mind, as of now, it's telling it will be definitely it will be expanding. But I
Okay.
have to visualize it like after completion of it and achieving my goal, what it will be. It will be like.
So achieving the goal is one thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just yeah.
Achieving a task is a different thing. Right now we are talking about a task,
Definitely, it
not a
will.
goal.
Yeah, yeah. Then it full expansion. My body will expand. I feel like that
So you
for
are
a daily
far
task.
away from the goal. You're far away from your goal. But we're talking about the smallest unit of action.
Yes.
Smallest unit of action, which is you're finishing up maybe a course, maybe a module of the course
Yeah.
every day, right? And
Yeah.
it does not imply that you're going to complete that work. It just implies after finishing up your daily action, how would you feel?
Definitely, I will feel. I feel very good actually. I
Okay.
feel more worthy. Yeah.
Yeah, you will feel worthy. Okay, beautiful. So you will feel expansive, you will feel worthy, maybe confidence. Okay, beautiful. Now, state before taking an action. I want you to do this deep work one more time with yourself. Now, I am challenging your thinking that Nothing is happening in brain. Everything is happening in the body. Brain, if brain is feeling fatigue, there is a chance that you're thinking and engaging your brain logically. You are logically trying to figure out in your brain. There is a chance. I'm not saying if it is happening, but there's a chance. So do this activity one more time without engaging your brain and see what happens in the body itself.
Okay.
Okay. And if you have anything else which you are procrastinating, let's come up with that as well. Okay, let me move on in interest of the time to someone else who would like to share.
I can share, Kapil. So, um, I have been thinking of doing this is a new thing which I have picked up. This is not very long time. I think I've yeah, giving food to dogs. This is something that I miss out on. You know, and I when I do it, I feel very good. But there are sometimes I know there must be priority, but I think I can manage my time, and it's like I have made it a priority for myself कि करना है मेरे को. But I still, I shouldn't say I procrastinate, but I miss it out. I should say that.
But how do you
Would
feel when
it
you don't take an action? How do you feel?
very bad. I don't feel fulfilled. It gives me, nice sense of fulfillment at the end of the day. So when I thought about this action, that I have not taken action on this, I felt in the body, I felt like heaviness in the chest area. I think ever since we have talked, this is something that I wanted to tell you personally also. Whenever I'm observing something in, what is happening, it is the heaviness in the chest area is what is happening. And so this is what happened this time also. So I felt that the same thing. And as soon as I started to observe, uh, it just I think my breathing was short, and it got lengthier and lengthier and lengthier more and more when I was seeing or observing that heaviness. The breathing, as if I got very um very how to say, relaxed. I kept on getting relaxed more and more. I kept looking at that heaviness. That's what I'm saying. The initially, then, it was heaviness, then, and there was shortness in the breath. How should I say? I don't know. Then as soon as I just kept pushing my mind ki I don't want you to think more about this, I mean, not to interrupt me. So as and when this was happening, the short breath uh, started to get lengthier and lengthier. This is what my observation was.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. So this is a beautiful example, Shivani. Thank you for this. Initially, you were feeling a resistance, and probably your heart was pumping a little bit more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
probably I
of
didn't I didn't notice that particularly, but breath I was able to very clearly see ki, all of a sudden, why there is like my body feels relaxed, although I feel heaviness. Yeah.
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 So initially there was a resistance, there was a heaviness in the chest, and then breath was shortening up, and slowly your breath getting normalized, and you were okay and relaxed in the body. Beautiful. This is very good example of doing this deep work. Well done, Shivani, for this. So here is my request. I request you to do that activity in your leisure time today and tomorrow also,
Okay.
just for this particular thing.
Okay.
I want you to visualize. Were you able to visualize that you are already doing that work?
I felt expanded for sure. When I was feeling very nice once I felt that I am doing it. But then, the thought came that I have not done it, for example, today. So, all of a sudden, then this observation was there in the body. Yeah. The first thought was
Beautiful. All right.
expansion,
Let's
as you said.
Yes, yes. So two scenarios now we have got that after you took an action, Vishal and Shivani, you feel that there is a chances of being an expansion. And Shivani, in your case, it was literally real that you felt that expansion while taking an
Yes.
action, but you are delaying it and you were feeling not really fulfilled about it. But after
Yes.
you took an action in your mind, you feel expanded along with the heaviness in the chest, and then shortening the breath and then relaxing ultimately. So do that exercise 2 more times. I would request you to do that and see what happens. And I want
Sure.
to tell you that exercise today when I did that exercise of printer, I could create a space in me to take an action. An action was done instantly. I could not stop myself of not taking an action. I went there, took a print, came back, not filled it because the session was planned. I'm going to do that tonight. And I will see if I don't do that as well. Now, let me just move on with someone else quickly. Who would like to share?
I would like to share. Initially, there was heart pumping or heart beating was fast, and I was thinking there was some kind of uh, restlessness while I was imagining,
Yeah.
and then it was fine. After some time, when I imagined it, it was okay.
After some time, it was okay, you're saying?
Yeah, yeah. When I imagined that scenario that task was finished, so it was
Okay.
fine.
Okay. So initially, so help me explain a little bit more, Shaista. Initially, there was a heart pumping, and then you
I
could
was
see.
I was getting anxious. Okay, I have to call her, call him, that person. I was imagining that, and
Yeah.
then yeah, that
Was it
restlessness
was
was
there
there.
any fear?
Yeah, yeah. Little bit fear was also there.
Okay. Which part of the body you experienced that fear?
In heart only, I was like heartbeat was there. Uh, that was fast.
Okay. Yeah. So good job. Good job. Congratulations, Shaista, for learning this beautiful art of listening what my body is saying, because body never lies. Let me tell you guys, body never lies. So you guys have done a beautiful job today, and I would like to see if Srividya, would you like to share something? I'm not sure if you could got full idea about it, but I think you got disconnected and rejoined in between. But I'm not sure
No,
if
I
you
got
got an idea.
idea about it. Yeah, so there was a guilty feeling, like around a task if I have not completed, which I was unable to complete it. So there was sort of guilty feeling, and my heartbeat also raised a lot. Later, when I started imagining, like, yeah, I'm doing it, or I can do it, like by Monday once I reach home, as I'm traveling now. So once I reach home, I will do it. My mind was like relaxed. Okay, by Monday you have to do. Somewhere I'm motivated to get that done.
Somewhere, yeah, somewhere. So I would request you, Srividya, that ignore the feeling of guilty because you're not taking an action. That's why the feeling of guilt was there. Now, once you take an action in your mind, your heart was raising, and probably there was a fear as well somewhere in the body.
Yeah, yeah, Kapil.
Yeah,
Yes,
fear.
Kapil.
So
Yeah, yes.
I would like you to be familiar with that feeling in the body. bit more familiar. Okay, it is not gonna harm you. Let me tell you,
Okay.
nobody's gonna die. Nobody's gonna die with it. That's my guarantee. All right. So you guys are already doing the great job. Thank you for introspection, deep dive introspection, and listening to your body. And here is the crux of this conversation, that I want you to start visualizing same thing which you have experienced today 2 more times. Take the leisure time for yourself, 5 minutes, and just sit with yourself and with this feeling and see where this resistance or the fear coming from. Do not engage your brain, just see in the body, which part of the body it is very predominant. Okay, and share that in the chat messages. And what we can do is we can run, if you are inclined, we can run a challenge. Challenge nahi. Challenge is a very negative term. Run a fun for next 7 days in the group in doing this exercise, so that you can break that pattern of resistance for everything in your life which you are procrastinating. And maybe
Sure,
something
Kapil.
else will emerge. Let's see what happens. Let's at least become familiar with that feeling of delay, feeling of resistance, feeling of fear in us.
Sure.
All right, I think we have almost come to an end for our conversation today. I don't want to delay it further. However, I would like to hear from you. uh, what's your overall experience been? What did you really learn from this today? What did you see it for yourself? Maybe one or two people can just say.
Um, I don't know whether this conclusion is right, Kapil, or not, but I feel that body and mind works very hand to hand. And if our mind can impact our body in many ways, we can also use our body to change the patterns in our mind. This is what I am understanding. And and body tells us many things. And we just need to explore, sit and explore. Like for my child also, I feel like his body is trying to communicate something to me, so I think this way I can use the same example on myself. Yes.
Yourself, yes, beautiful. Thank you, Shivani, for this acknowledgement. Yes, you got it right, and it's a very new thing. We haven't done it in our life. Nobody has taught us, and I know that it might be uncomfortable for many of you to sit and then observe your reactions in the body. It's like, somebody has injected an injection, and you're saying, "Okay, enjoy that injection." So yes, so do that activity, I would say, and then share your finding. You can do it one-on-one also with me. I don't mind you sending me messages. Send and see what happens with you, and then if required, please do share if you find something
Kapil,
from the conversation. Yeah.
yeah, Kapil, I want to like to ask, if suppose body is, we can get the reaction because we can see our body reactions, whether it is contracting and expanding. If suppose body is contracting, the what does that mean? Is that mean that because mostly our mind will make some stories and will make us do some decision which even we don't like. From body reaction, we can identify whether we like that thing or we don't like that thing, whether that things are okay or not okay. So should we see our body reaction, or should we see our minded decision? What should we choose actually?
See, there's no right or wrong answer here, but one thing I would like to share, that if your body is contracting after doing that work, you feel that no, this is not the thing. Let's say, for example, you're being forced to do some work by someone. Let's say your boss has asked to write a case study or create a presentation, which you don't want to do that, but you have been forced to do, and you have been delaying about it. So while doing that work, or after doing that work, if you feel disgusted, if you feel not really good about it, and if you feel exhausted, that's probably not something you would want to pick up in your life. And that's perfectly okay if you don't want to do that. You have a choice, right? But if I'm talking about a scenario which you truly wanted to do, for example, running in the morning, waking up every day at 5 a.m., and you have seen yourself, oh, whenever I wake in the morning, my day is awesome. Oh, whenever I do the fast and have more drink throughout the day, then I feel great in the night or in the morning, lightness in my body. So these are the subtle actions which expands you. You know that already. If I take an action, it is helping you to fulfill your life a little bit more. And if that is the scenario, if life is fulfilling to you, then probably this is an item you would want to work on it. But there is some resistance in the body, because either from the stories or from the beliefs which you're holding, which you are totally unaware, but your body is aware. The body knows that what that experience would look like. And as Shivani mentioned, that there is a chance that that reaction will get diluted over the period of time if you focus enough. And if it gets diluted, then you are free to take an action. That is the essence. You're free to take an action, because then there is no resistance.
Yes, Kapil, exactly. Yeah, like we together also in our personal sessions also we have diluted so many things. That body was contracting, but I realized it was due to some false belief in my mind for something. Yeah, and we diluted it.
And after you took an action on that particular area, you felt great about it.
Yes, yes, exactly.
That means it's an indicator. Yeah, this is the type of work I would want to focus on. Yeah, for example, in my scenario, after I took a print and I sent it to him, or wanted to send him, I feel like, okay, my wife is relaxed, I am relaxed, not feeling guilty about it, no regret from the life. It's like a portion of my mind bandwidth is getting exhausted, which now have saved that bandwidth to do something more meaningful in my life, because I've taken an action now. Now I'm not bothered. I'm not guilty. When you're guilty is the lowest emotion you can feel in the body, shame and guilt. With that emotion, you cannot take a powerful action in this life. You cannot take and help someone with the feeling of guilt. No, you can't. If you're guilty, you will be very centric to yourself. So, I want you to experience that emotion in your body so that you can remove that one by one for each and everything which you're delaying from years or from months, maybe. That is the essence. Any comments from anyone? Srilata, Shaista, you get it, you don't get it, no worries, but tell whatever you got it. This is a community of people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got it. Got it, Kapil. Kapil, I want to ask
Okay.
one question. Why maybe it's not related to this, but
No
whenever
worries.
we want to say no to someone, suppose my friend has asked me something, and I am imagining that scenario. Okay, if suppose that friend has asked me something, and I won't be able to do it, I have to deny that. So in that situation, sometimes we feel fear and unhappiness and guilty after that. So how to overcome that feeling?
You're saying that you don't want to do the work, but you're forced to do the work.
No. Suppose if I have to deny something, suppose I have to say no for anything to anyone, then in that case, after saying no, I will feel guilty and unhappiness that I have said no.
Yeah. Probably it is coming from the people pleasing side.
And fear is also there, that what will happen if I'll say no, if that person will be angry or will not talk to me or something.
That's what I'm saying. People pleasing. That means you're worried about their response, and because of their response in their mind, you are thinking and changing forcefully your actions. Oh, he should not feel bad. That's why let me just help him.
No, I will not change my action. I'll still say no, but after that, after saying no, I'll feel that fearful thing and guilty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're trying. You're valuing more somebody else's emotions than
Hmm.
your own emotions,
Yeah.
and you have no clue, Shaista, that how that person is gonna react. You have no clue. You can only imagine. You can only
Hmm.
imagine. Okay,
Hmm.
even you have the past experience also, still there is a chance that he may not react or she may not
Hmm.
react.
Hmm.
But you, based on your assumptions, you're
Hmm.
thinking, oh, this person, I know this person,
Hmm.
he is gonna feel bad.
Hmm.
And because of that, now you're feeling guilty of not taking an action in you.
Hmm.
Are you with me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So see what's more important for you, somebody else's emotions and feel guilty about it or not taking an action, or not having the guilt itself and not really worrying about what the person is thinking about me. Because what's more important is, what do you think about you?
Yeah. It happens like it's more important what we think about us. I mean, we should be selfish. Sometimes I will not say that selfish, but we have to think about ourselves. But that feeling won't go after saying no. It's not easy actually to let go that
No,
feeling.
it's easy only if you're willing to work on it.
Mm.
Are you willing to work on it?
Yeah, yeah.
If you're willing to work on it, then trust me, with the practice, it is easy. With an
Mm.
awareness, it is easy. When I'm people pleasing,
Mm.
when I'm worried about somebody else's response and changing
Mm.
my action because of that, oh, usko bura lagega, let me not take an action.
Mm.
Oh, but I want to take an action. Oh, then dilemma, and then fatigue in the mind,
Mm.
right? So observe, start observing. Your first step might be start observing when you are people pleasing, when you are
Mm.
worried more about somebody else's emotions than your own emotions. It's like,
Mm.
oh, your emotions are more important than my own emotions in the life.
Mm.
And there might be several reasons behind it. We need to unlayer that one by one. But for now,
Mm.
just become aware, at least aware. But
Mm.
whatever you need to do, if you don't want to talk, don't want to talk. If you take the action, take an action. But at least
Mm.
become aware. Okay, this is the situation. You know what?
Mm.
I suppress my own emotions and prioritize somebody else's emotions. And
Mm.
that particular person's emotions has influenced my behavior
Mm.
without me being aware. Now you at least you're aware.
Mm.
That is your first step. Just do that.
Yeah.
Is this
Okay.
helpful, Rajasthan?
Yeah, yeah.
Sure. Any other last minute questions before we wrap up our conversation today?
Yeah, Kapil, from this activity, rather, I could find out one thing, which is like the concept of resistance that you were telling, which was more prominent here than otherwise. So, since I'm used to the mind body meditation or healing, but here in this particular aspect, maybe I had not done it for this task. So, as you said, I'll have to do it again and again to observe more. Thanks a lot for that.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And I know that you are into mind healing space. So now it will be even easier for you to do this work.
Yeah, yeah.
So people who are good in meditation and observing their thoughts and reactions in the body, they can easily do that.
I'll focus.
Right? But that does not mean other people can't do that. No, with the practice, simple practice of being aware, at least once in a day, sit with yourself and with your body and see what you're thinking. Maybe if you're traveling, like for example, if I travel in my car, I drive, I use that time to observe what's happening in my body. Sometimes the fear just passes through the body and says, "Oh, where this fear is coming from?" And I love it because there's something to see. Alrighty, wonderful. Okay, guys, I will let you enjoy rest of your time in the evening with your family, and wish you very, very best and have a fantastic time with yourself, with the family, and enjoy the festival time. I think next week is the Holi, and many of you might be celebrating that. In Bangalore, we are not because of the water crisis. So have fun and wish you all the best. Bye for now.
Thank you, Kapil. And
Thank
thank
you,
you so much,
Kapil.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye.
Everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Oh, man.